Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine at your home. Students, today we are going to study Environmental Studies Part 1, Standard 5. In this subject, today we are going to learn the fourth chapter, that is Environmental Balance. In the previous video, we have studied what is biodiversity and environment. Okay student, now we will move forward. Today we shall study the food chain and the environmental balance. Okay student, so before moving forward, let's have a look on some of the pictures. Okay student, so observe it carefully. Let's have a look on the pictures of living and non-living things. Duck, grasshopper, snake, rat, fish, tiger, tree trunk, rain, stone, cow, leafworm, water, chameleon, eagle, sunrise, elephant, egret. Yes student, have you observed the pictures carefully? Now we shall discuss the mutual relationship between all these living and non-living things. I shall give you some of the examples of mutual relationship between them. For example, grasshopper eats leaf worm, rat eats grasshopper, snake eats rat, and eagle eats snake. Okay, so here one is the food of other. So this is the relation between these living things. One more example I would like to tell you. For example, sunlight is required to grow the grass or leaf. Then the leafworm eats grass or leaf. Chameleon eats leafworm. And eagle or big birds eats chameleon. Okay student, in this way there is a relation between sunrise or sunlight, leaf, worm, chameleon and eagle. Okay student, one more example I would like to tell you. Fish lives in water, egret eats fish as well as duck eats fish, and the big bird eats these small birds. Okay student, have you understood this one? Okay, very good. Now again one more example I would like to tell you, that cow eats grass and we human beings use milk of cow for ourselves. Okay student, so there is mutual relationship between grass, cow and the milk that we use. Okay students, so in this way these living and non-living things are related to each other. Okay, have you understood now the mutual relationship between the living things and non-living things of the environment? Okay student, very good. Yes student, have you understood the mutual relationship between all these non-living things and living things? Yes, how they are interdependent. each of them are depend on the other. Okay student, so this is called as the food chain. Okay, now we will study the food chain in detail so that you can understand actually what is this food chain. Okay, so let's have a look on these pictures so that you can understand. Students, look at the pictures. What do we see here? We see the sun, some plants or grass, a grasshopper and a bird. They are all connected. Each of the components, plants, grasshopper, bird, is food for the next one. Grasshoppers eat grass and leaves. Birds eat grasshoppers. That is why we say that they form a chain. Such a chain is called a food chain. Each of these components is a link in a food chain. Have you understood students now? Here all these four are connected to each other. For example, the grass or plant requires sunlight to grow. Grasshopper eats leaves or grass and bird eats grasshopper. As well as we know that big birds eat such kind of small birds. Okay student, so all these are connected to each other. So this is why it is called as a food chain. It forms a chain or a connected chain. Have you understood students this one? Very good. Students, look at this. What is this? Yes, it is a chain. Do you know how does a chain form? Yeah, yes, several links join together. Before and after a link, then a chain forms. Here we see several links join together. Even they are separate, but when they join together, it forms a chain. If any link comes loose, then the chain will be broken. Okay student, it will not called as a chain then. In the same way, in the food chain we have seen each of the components are linked together, connected together. For example, in the previous example we have seen that grass or plant requires sunlight and grasshopper eats plant or grass, bird eats grasshopper. Okay, in this way it forms a food chain. Have you understood students? Very good. Students, we shall have one more example. What do you see in the picture? Yes, in the first picture we see a deer. Do you know student? What is the food of deer? What does a deer eat? A deer eats leaves of plant and grass. Okay student, now can you tell me what do you see in the second picture? In the second picture we see tiger. We all know tiger is a wild animal. Do you know student what is the food of tiger? Yes, tiger eats small animals like deer. Okay student, tiger eats small animals such as deer. Okay student, have you understood? Here deer eats leaves of plants or grass and tiger eats deer. So this is again one more food chain. Leaves, deer and tiger. Have you understood, students? Very good. Students, look at the pictures given here. What do we see here? A leafworm and an eagle. Students, you have to find out a missing link here. You have to guess the missing link in it. Look at the first picture, that is worm, and the third picture, that is an eagle. Think of it and find out the connection between them and complete the chain. Okay, student, can you guess? Yes, think over it and let me know the answer. Type the answer in comment box. Students, yes, you are right. The missing link is here, that is small bird, for example sparrow. Yes, students, have you understood it? Very good. Now we will move forward. Students, there are many food chains in our nature. In our environment, we find a lot of food chains. Okay, students? If one of the links in a chain becomes extinct, can the food chain last? Students, see, if any one of the elements of the food chain extends or destroys, can we call it as a food chain? No, we could not able to call it as a food chain, because in environment the environmental elements should be in proper number. Okay, there should be a proper proportionate in the number of the elements of environment. Okay, student, if any number increases or decreases of any element, then there will be imbalance in our environment. Okay, student, for example, nowadays we see deforestation. Because of deforestation, trees are less now, and because of that it affects on the rain. Okay, student, do you know, we see that there is uncertainty in rainfall because of the deforestation. Have you understood, student? So if one of the links in a chain becomes extinct, can the food chain last? Yes, the food chain lasts. Okay, have you understood? Very good. Students, we shall study now the food web. See, student, in this picture various food chains are given. All these various food chains together form food web in our nature. One living thing can be a part of a number of food chain that gives rise to a food web in the nature. Okay, student, have you understood? See, one living thing can be a part of a various food chains. For example, let's see one by one. Grass, deer, fox. Grass, grasshopper, bird. Grass, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Grass, grasshopper, rat, snake, hawk. Grass, grasshopper, rat, hawk. Grass, leafworm, bird. Grass, rabbit, hawk. Grass, rabbit, lion. Grass, rabbit, fox. See student, in all these food chains, we see some of the living things are common. For example, grass is common, grasshopper is common, rat is common, rabbit is common, snake is common. Okay. So, all these common living things are form different or various food chains. Let us see further. Fruit, leafworm, birds. Fruit, squirrel, hawk. Fruit, rat, hawk. Fruit, rat, snake, hawk. In this way, we see here some of the chains which form a food web. Have you understood student? See, some of the living things are common which forms various food chains and it causes or rises the food web in the nature. Student, you need to find the different food chains of which the worm and the mouse form a link. Okay student, type your answer in the comment box. Okay. So students, today we have learned the food chain and the food web. In the next video, we are going to learn the most important food in food chain, plants and environmental balance. Okay students, so this is for today. If you have liked this video, like it, share it to your friends, comment below the video, subscribe it and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will get current notification of the new videos. Thank you and be connected.